everyone, I'm Katie.
And I'm Maria.
And we are here today to help you with your competition makeup. So let's get started.
I'm gonna moisturize first. Moisturize and prime, that's what I like to do just because I wanna have a nice base. I just got this from the drugstore. I think I just got it from Walgreens. It's the Clean and Clear Dual Action Moisturizer. Couple pumps.
And I'm gonna use the Rimmel Stay Matte. And this is just a primer with a little bit of moisturizer in it. And if you don't want to get the moisturizer or primer, that's totally fine. It's completely up to you. I usually do this right when I get out of the shower, so my face is still a little bit damp.
That's a good idea. I need to start doing that. So what do you do first?
I take my foundation. So this I just got new yesterday. This with a little dropper thing. And so we'll see how this goes. Is that the NYX foundation? Yep.
I've heard a lot about it.
So I'm just gonna drop a little bit over here, a little on my cheeks. Ooh, there we go. So I don't know if you can see.
You are so much tanner than I am.
I apply it with a makeup brush here. What I do, I just paint it on. And then blending into your hairline. And if you need a little bit more, that's fine. Because you definitely don't want to have like an orange mask
hairline
that you can see.
For sure. And down your neck too. Just try to make sure that everything blends all together. I am going to go in with the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation. And I'm just going to start using the same brush as Katie. This is from e.l.f. Super cheap.
Super cheap and really good.
I feel like a lot of those cheap makeup brands are now like coming out with really good products. And actually this brush was on clearance at Target and I was like, score!
And I got this brush yesterday at Ulta because I use Ebates and they sent me a $122 gift card and I had a shopping extravaganza.
I need to start on that Ebates trend.
It's legit. It's the only way to shop. They just give you money.
Oh, Lord, you got money. He got money.
So I'm definitely blending just down even here because most of the costumes that you're gonna have aren't turtlenecks, so you're gonna have your chest and your neck open, your décolletage, even into your ears, just getting everything back.
All right, so in order to blend my foundation, I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender. It is dampened. I put it under the sink and just squeezed it for a little bit. You can use those white cosmetic sponges from the drugstore also. I have never used them, but I know that a lot of people do use them.
Yep, and if you got the makeup kit, that's what you, that's the kind of blender that you have. And I have just a half blender also. And I didn't know that they should be damp, so I'm gonna go wet mine up.
It works a lot better, really.
5 minutes later.
Oh, not like wet. Make sure it's not wet. Once you squeeze out all of the water, then you put it in like a towel or paper towel and just kind of squeeze out the excess water. Otherwise, you're kind of taking off your foundation that you started with. Then you just tap away and blend. Blend like your life depends on it.
I am tanner than you.
I know, right? You are so much tanner than me. You're so fast at this.
No, you just do it better than I do. Which is why you have a beauty page.
That I need to actually start posting on. That's what I need to do.
1 eternity later.
Blend away, still blending. It's like the most annoying part too, that or eyebrows. I feel like, my eyebrows take me like a half hour to do.
And for company members, because you guys are all different ages, some of you have plucked eyebrows, some of you don't. It's totally fine. If you're younger and do not have plucked eyebrows, don't worry about it. But maybe if you have blonde hair, you might want to darken them up a little bit. I normally don't do anything with my eyebrows, so Maria's going to help me out a little bit just to see what kind of a difference it makes. But doing your eyebrows will definitely be optional. It's snowing. My lips are a little dry right now.
I'm just gonna leave them crusty. Sorry, guys. Whatever.
This is optional. This was not on your checklist. That's what Maria does. This is just an eyeshadow base. It's supposed to, when I talked to the woman yesterday, she said that if you get raindrops or you're out in the rain, sweat, anything, it's just pretty much budge proof. So I used this yesterday for the first time and it worked out pretty well. And you're just gonna apply a little bit on each of your lids. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. I'm just gonna blot it in with my finger. Just all the way in through the lash line, all the way up through my eyebrows. And then just let that set for a little bit because it's a little bit tacky right now. And then we're gonna go into eyeshadow next. Some of you might have this. This is L'Oreal, and it's the color Riche number 250. If you have anything from the drugstore similar to this, a lighter, a medium, and then the dark, just to kind of cut the crease and just go over the whole base. So we'll just kind of take it step by step.
Okay, so for the upper brow bone, you just go into this middle color, and then if we're going to highlight right underneath your brow, you're going to go into this lighter color right here, just ever so lightly because it makes your eyes look lifted. And then you're going to go onto your lid with this lighter brown shade, and then you will go into your crease, which I'll explain where all those places are in a second, and you're going to use this darker brown shade. So when I'm saying lid, I mean your eyelid right here, and then the crease is just slightly above it, and then you have your upper brow bone area right here where you mostly do blending.
I have just a pretty basic brush. A lot of you guys will also have in the actual eyeshadow that you got just a little one like this. That's fine too, but definitely with the brush it is better. It helps to blend everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and start, but pay attention to Maria definitely when she's doing this.
Still blending.
So I'm just gonna kind of pull mine and just lightly brush over the entire base. And obviously everyone has different shaped eyelids. You might have deeper set eyes. Both Maria and I have pretty, we have like a lot of eyelid
for sure, definitely. But not everybody does. That's perfectly fine. I use that lightest shade just right away and put it right underneath my brow bone. So right underneath my eyebrows. And just do that for the other side as well. So is this the palette that everyone's using?
A lot of people will have that one. Otherwise, people will have the e.l.f. palette. There's 4 colors in that palette. There's the lightest and then all the way down to the darkest. So just the same thing, if it's the e.l.f. palette, have the lightest all over the base there.
I'm going to go in with this, what is it, like kind of like a taupey brownish, lighter brown color. And I'm just going to dip my brush into there, like so, and then just go on my upper lid. And I'm using a fluffier brush to blend my eyeshadow out. So if you are sticking with this, try your hardest to blend as well as you can. This just might be a challenge. So even if your parents could take you to a drugstore and get like a cheap makeup brush, I think that would, yeah, like
$2, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It might be a little bit easier to work with. And then when I blend, I'm just going in windshield wiper motions. And then sometimes you can even like add little circular motions in as well. I sit here blending for a good 5 minutes on one eye.
She has a smoothie, you know.
Yeah, I sometimes sneeze.
And also, I did this last year when I was doing the tutorial on the meeting, and this seems to help. And I've seen
the tape trick. Yeah.
So I just noticed when I was blending that, and I don't know if you can see now, but a little bit of the color is kind of falling down onto my lower part of my cheek. So what I'm going to do, and this also helps kind of cut the triangle also when we get to the next step, make sure that you're putting this under your lower lashes, and then just kind of put it right on here. So then when you're blending, it feels extra cool right now, you can kind of go here. So then when you take it off, there will be a nice line for starters, but there won't be so much makeup falling down onto your cheeks.
What I do is I put my eyes on before I do my foundation just so I don't rip it off. But I didn't do concealer or powder yet, so I'm not too worried about it right now. Same concept on the other eye, just start blending. I kind of start lower in my crease a little bit and put all of that color there, and then I gradually rise with the rest of it lightly so I don't get all like dark color up here right away. So I start it down a little bit lower, I place all that color there, I blend it out a little bit, and then I slowly rise it up.
And obviously, as you can see, like both mine and Maria's eyes look different already in our makeup application, and that's going to be okay. So we just want you guys to kind of be in the same color family. And the biggest reason that we do stage makeup is so that when we're under blasting lights like we're under here right now, that you guys don't look like white ghosts. The judges and the audience, they want to see your facial features pop. So that's why it's important to have makeup on and not just like a little splashing of blush here and a little bit of lip gloss. You need to really have it on so we can see, the farthest person in the audience can see every facial that you're making.
Exactly.
5 minutes later.
extra weird when I smile with this tape on.
Just chilling over here doing my thing.
I'm gonna go on to making the triangle, and this will definitely help because I have the tape on here. This is what I do. It might be different on everyone. When you find your actual eye socket bone, that's where I start mine, and I just put it lightly under there, and I start making that arc like Maria said. And I'm actually gonna use the sharper one instead of the brush, so it's just a little more distinct in it. So it's actually like you're literally drawing a triangle and then coming down this way. So you can see that it was pretty drastic right there.
That works well, actually.
Mm-hmm. And then you can blend it. I'm not really rubbing it or brushing it in. I'm just kind of going over it a little bit gently. And that also kind of prepares your eyeshadow for a wing that we're going to be doing with the liquid eyeliner. So I just found right underneath that brow bone, and I make the triangle.
You're so quick and skilled with all this.
I'm a few years older than you.
I haven't done stage makeup in so long.
I would not be mad if I had to do stage makeup every day of my life.
Oh,
if I had
seriously?
the time, I love doing it. It's an art.
It really is.
Yeah, so you can see already with mine that I definitely have like that cat eye going already.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna actually just lightly take off the tape. There's a bunch of stuff on it already, you can see, but there's nothing underneath. It kept it nice and clean. And then you're gonna want to go back maybe with your blender brush or anything that you're using, your sponge, because some of my foundation did come off a little bit. So Maria's blending still. Totally fine. This might take some of you 10 minutes. It might take some of you 30, 40 minutes, whatever is gonna make it you look great.
One eye. But I'll hurry up.
So just a reminder that BenCon / the Benefit Concert is Saturday and Sunday, March 3rd and 4th. So on that 3rd, the day of the dress rehearsal, that is the perfect time for you guys to be practicing this so you know exactly how your makeup might bleed off of your face, or if you're like, oh, nope, this is golden, I have enough on. Every time you go down to do a costume change, check in the mirror. Is my lipstick over here? Is an eyelash falling off? So then you guys can always be in between dances, making sure that once you are back on stage, your face and your hair is top notch. Because those of you who are new to the competition, your hair and makeup is part of your presentation, and that is part of the point scoring system on there. It'll say presentation, meaning do you look put together? Did you roll out and you just have a floppy messy bun? Do you have the same earrings on? Do you have a hair binder like this right here? You can be docked to point.
Yep.
Seriously, it sounds so silly, and usually they're not tan color like this. They're like the black or hot pink or whatever. They will see that and be like, oh, that person does not have it all together. She's wearing a hair binder around her wrist. I'm gonna take one off, okay? They don't have to do that. Some of them don't do that. Some of them aren't that picky. But when I've judged in the past, I was that picky judge about it. I'd be like, oh, you should have done a wrist check beforehand. So dancers, always be sure, do a wrist check before you go on, and maybe friends be looking out for one another. Do you have your earrings in? Do you have your rhinestone clip in or your rhinestone binder? It's all of the little things that make the group look solid together so you guys can get the highest possible score and just go out there and looking like $1 million. Yeah, it's important.
Just chilling there waiting for me.
Should I put more of the dark stuff like in the corners?
Oh
Which
yeah.
I've never really done, but
I feel like I'm going in more towards my eyes. If you contour your nose, eventually it kind of just branches everything all together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Then I'm just going back in after I kind of finish this darker eyeshadow. I'm just going back in with the brush that I used previously, and I'm just kind of blending out this top part so it doesn't look too harsh. So we are going to go in with this lighter brown shade in that same L'Oreal palette, And we are going to put this on the lid of our eyes. I'm just going in with a flat brush. This is from Target. Again, they had a huge clearance sale on brushes, and I stocked up. Every brush was like maybe not even $3, and I was like, yes! Because I feel like in the makeup world, that's like unheard of.
There's still classes going on here today.
Yeah, so if you hear like background noise, that's why.
So it's Saturday that we're doing this. It's snowing, it's cold, it's nasty out, and we're inside warm having fun with makeup.
Should we do concealer next?
Yes.
Okay.
And also younger friends, concealer is not necessary, maybe not even for older friends, but if you want to, definitely.
Then I'm just going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Bought it at Walgreens. It's one of my favorites. Since I'm so pale, I feel like it's not really my color, but I make it work. It's fine.
I don't even really use a concealer. I just use a bit of foundation, just a little bit lighter than my skin tone. So I'm just going to take this brush, the same foundation brush I use, probably a no-no, but oh well, right now. And I'm just going to kind of put it in there, and I'm just going to dab it right underneath, just so it lightens it up a little bit.
So I'm putting my concealer on the middle of my chin, the middle of my nose here, the middle of my upper lip here. And I'm going to make like a, whatever kind of shape you want to make, like a tree-looking shape above your eyebrows.
I'm going to make mine a firework.
Ooh, I like that.
And here's my firework. Cha 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 cha. Cha 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 cha. Or pow 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 pow.
And then again, back to blending. Back to phase one. Everybody does their concealer and flash highlighter differently, so it's whatever.
Much later.
Continue on blending.
And younger ladies, because you don't normally wear makeup, this is gonna feel like a lot because it kind of is a lot. But like I said, you gotta be seen under those stage lights for sure.
And you have to learn, you know, we're here to help you learn. I'm just making triangles under my eyes for the concealer now.
I wanna make shapes.
Trees, fireworks, triangles. And then just start blending. And then if you feel like covering up any breakouts that you have, then just use your concealer like normal. I personally have a ton right now.
Because she's with child.
All the hormones are just freaking me out. Freaking my skin out.
We will welcome Zoe in June. And if you haven't seen Maria, her cute little tummy just popped.
Finally, it only took, what am I, 23 weeks now?
And it's so cute. She does not look pregnant. You would never know. And then all of a sudden it's like, bam.
Yeah, you look down and
little
you're like, what?
What crazy cravings have you had?
Cravings. This is going to be such like an eye-rolling type of craving. But I really, when I first found out I was pregnant, I really wanted balsamic dressing. So I would wake up at like 9 a.m. and I would make myself a salad. And that's like an eye roll statement. Like, oh my god, I'm craving a salad.
An eye roll.
No, but I wanted that a lot. I mean, I've always loved pickles and everything, so that's still the same. I was never repulsed by any food, I don't think. I was fine with, like, you know, chicken and beef and stuff like that. I was fine with it.
Chicken and beef.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I ever thought anything was disgusting. And I didn't really get any morning sickness. Maybe just like a couple of days of it, and then yeah, I feel like I just got off really easy. I hate to say that, but because I know not everybody experiences that, but that's what happened.
The eye roll it's not necessary. I was totally joking because with Austin, I feel like that's all I ate was just salad after salad.
Yeah, I like the texture of it.
Yep.
And like the saltiness of the dressing. And then you can add all the toppings.
And it's healthy.
Yeah. So I'm going in to set the concealer and foundation. This is optional, completely optional. I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. All I'm doing is I'm just putting some in the cap here. I'm going to take my damp beauty blender, just the tip of it now, and I'm going to press that in the powder, and then I'm going to push this under eye, and I'm just going to let it let the powder sit there. It's called baking. And that, how does that work? It has something to do with the heat from your actual skin and the powder. If it just sits there, it bakes really, and it helps your foundation and concealer to stay and not crease.
I have never done
So I just let it sit there for sometimes the longest, maybe 5 minutes. Some people, actually a lot of makeup artists, they just leave the powder there while they do their eyeshadow, because like I said before, you can do your eyeshadow first, or however you want to do it. But they just leave it sitting there to catch the fallout of the eyeshadow, and then they can just brush it away nice and easy. But yeah, so I'm going to look a little crazy for a little bit.
And remember, that's not mandatory. Not at all. Not in your kit. That wasn't on your list. It's just an extra if you guys want to do that. Some of you older girls I know love doing makeup. So if you want to,
go for it. Yeah, I encourage it.
And moms or dads, if you were helping out with this, thank you. And young ladies, be polite to your mom or dad, because they're probably not professional makeup artists. So yeah, they're trying their best, just like you guys.
And they're spending their money on makeup. Makeup is not cheap at all. So definitely say thank you. Maybe do some extra tours around the house.
So just underneath?
Just pretty much wherever you put your concealer. And you just let it sit there.
This does look crazy a little bit. I've always wondered when I watch your videos what you're doing.
It's called baking. And then we'll brush that away later.
Okay.
Really crazy for a little bit, but that's okay.
I normally do eyeliner next before the stage lashes. This is not what is suggested for you guys, but it's basically the same thing. It's just a black liquid liner. It's a nice fine tip, if you can see that. Well, you guys are going to want to be really careful with this. I mean, it's going to be on you. It's liquid liner, so really have a steady hand. Maybe don't have coffee in the morning if you're going to get jittery or something like that. But just try to have a steady hand and slow. You don't need to rush through this. I do mine pretty quickly because I wear this every day, but everyone will be a little bit different. I start from the inside corner here. And I just go a little bit above my eyelid or my eyelashes. And I fill in underneath, kind of into my lash line. And I'm going to trace this up here, and I'm going to meet it right on top. So now I kind of have that wing right there. And then if you want, I'm going to make mine a little bit thicker. So my eye is a little bit open, and I'm just going to make it a little bit thicker coming up through this way. And making sure that you're hitting a nice fine point at the end of your triangle there.
And sometimes if you want to even leave your tape there, like if you do your eyes first, it makes it 10 times easier because it's going to be a straight line no matter what. I stopped doing eyeliner for a while just because I was getting so sick of spending time on it. So I'm like, I'll just get thicker lashes. Like the most dramatic lash I can find. So it looks like I have eyeliner on.
And that when you guys do put your lashes on, it is going to look like what was the point of that eyeliner, but it does kind of sometimes go down into the lash line. And depending on how good you are at putting your lashes on, you want to have them laying like right on top. There's been a few times where I've seen kids where when their eyes are open, you can see that there is like some space in between your lashes and then the fake lashes. So I always just kind of suggest to have that right above your lash line filled in. So just in case your lashes are sitting up a little high on your eyelid, that there's not that gap in there.
Or like when you see those memes and the girls are trying to do their eyeliner and all of a sudden it ends up like up here, like that's me every day. I'm like, wait a minute. Now the challenge is making this match and it makes me really nervous.
And if you do make a mistake, you should have tons of Q-tips. You can either use your Q-tips with like a little bit of water or definitely some eye makeup remover on there.
So, finished eyeliner, mascara.
You guys will have a Colossal Big Shot here.
Love that stuff.
I just kind of prepare my lashes a little bit before the false eyelashes, just to give them a little bit of length. A lot of you guys will have the Kiss brand. Other than that, just as long as they are looking like just a thick lash here, will do the trick.
Yeah, I know that Ardell also has a whole bunch of different types of lashes from the drugstore. If you want something a little bit stronger, the Duo, either the pink, blue, or green works perfectly fine depending on, you know, if you want the black adhesive or the clear adhesive. It all ends up turning dark anyways. Right now, we're using the House of Lashes, which I got at Sephora. I know it's a little bit more expensive. I think it's like $9. That will not come off your eye.
So I just put just a little bit on the actual, like the track of the lash here. And like Maria said, that it will, even though it's showing up white right now, it'll definitely turn black. And some of you guys, younger girls, you'll have to snip these lashes down. And if you can see on here on this side, these are the longer lashes, and then over here are shorter lashes. So I'm going to put the shorter lashes on the inside of my eye, so then the longer lashes can have a fanning out of that way.
And then you can just snip it, like snip the lashes if you need to with a scissors or even like a fingernail clipper too. That works really well. So what I do is I just put the lash glue on. I use my tweezers because I think it kind of helps to really place them once they are dry, but I put the glue on, I kind of wave them around, or I just let them chill and move on to the rest of my makeup for a little bit, just so they get nice and tacky, and then I'm able to place them on my eye. When it dries, you can tell it doesn't get as white, and it'll be kind of, it's easier to place, but when I also do lashes, I'll use my tweezers, and then I go upwards with it, so like when I'm placing the lash on my eye, I don't come straight towards my eye, I bring it upwards and angle that tweezers downwards. All right, so I'm just going to place it. And then I'm going to take the outside and pull it a little bit. Kind of tug that there. And go back to the inner and just place it there. Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm astonished because wow. Maybe can you do mine?
Yeah.
Because now parents, this will help so you can see how to do it onto someone. Ooh, this one's hard.
And sometimes I will go back and like kind of add extra glue to the inside and the outside just so I'm not that girl with my lash like flailing off, you know, plus you don't want that on stage either, so.
You roll, you get up, there's like a lash stuck to your thigh.
Oh. And then you freak out because you think it's a spider. Let's not have that happen. And in order to get the lash off, make sure that you're super careful. It is helpful with tweezers. I know that they do make specific like lash tweezers that are not as dramatic and like scary looking as this. But when I pull these off, I make sure to be super careful so I don't rip the eyelash. I always find it easier if you get, especially if you go with the Duo glue, it's easier to have this brush because then, you know, you don't have to worry about dealing with the tube and like trying to squeeze the glue on there.
If you have that tube, be careful, like get it going first, otherwise like boom, you hit it and then it's a giant bubble of white glue and it gets kind of everywhere. And some of the times that glue in that tube can get sticky at the end, so if it does, don't squeeze it so hard so it just all rockets out. Maybe take a little safety pin and just put it in the tip of the hole then, so then it's a nice trail out of it again. Yeah, and then you can also, if you do have the tube kind, just take like a little piece of like scrap paper and you can squeeze a little dot of that and like let it get tacky and then you can put it on your eyelash. That works too, so you don't have to deal with like trying to, I don't know, I think that just is more challenging. So just, I don't know, whatever little technique you can figure out that's easy enough for you, go for it.
And then sometimes to speed up the process, you can just sit here for a minute or so and just go back and forth.
Shake it, shake
it up.
Shake. Oh, I was singing
Are we gonna do different
songs.
Here we go. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it.
Ooh. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. I got another one. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake your body right. Work, 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 Sonora. Work your Something right.
Hey!
Meanwhile,
Alright, this should be good.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go and I'm just going to angle. You see how I'm angling this downwards? And have your dancer keep their eyes closed when you do this, otherwise it's gonna get stuck.
And if you've never worn these before, they are gonna feel a little bit different because you've got more eyelashes on.
A little bit heavier.
Yep, so it's a little bit heavier. Your eyes, like my eye is opening a little bit different right now, but I'm gonna be used to it in like a minute. It's no big deal.
So again, angling downwards.
We both look so much more, our eyes are so much more dramatic now.
Yep.
Definitely, so pops.
Should I put your eyebrows on now?
Yes!
Okay.
Oh my God, I've never had my eyebrows done! Also optional, but like you can see that mine are pretty thin right now. So yeah, and Maria's.
I have eyebrows on every day of my life for the most part, so.
All
Just a
right.
strong advocate for eyebrows. I think though, my eyebrows will never be twins. Do you know how they say that eyebrows are supposed to be twins, not sisters? My eyebrows will be sisters forever. Like they will never be twins. They will never look the same. I feel like my face is just weirdly shaped. Do you ever like look at yourself in the mirror and you're like,
I'm not symmetrical.
no, me either. Me either.
And when you when you look at home, like your mom look is like
Yes.
the
So you have like
raised eyebrow.
one eyebrow always going on.
Yeah.
They're sisters, not twins. I'm going in with the typical Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is pricey and it's from Sephora. So again, you do not have to get this whatsoever. There's tons of eyebrow things you can find at the drugstore. There's pencils, there's powders, there's gels, I think that's really all there is. So go to Walgreens, go to Target, wherever you need to go, and just find something that is affordable and works for you. You don't have to fill in your eyebrows if you don't feel like it. We're not going to make you whatsoever. So what I usually do when I start off with brows is I start with the bottom of my brow. But yeah, you pretty much just either, if you like the shape of them, you just fill them in, and if you aren't happy with the shape, then you can pretty much just create a new brow. And I'm just doing little small like hair-like strokes. And I'm also extending her brow. And then just like make sure that it's smooth, I like to just brush through it again.
such a difference. All right. Shall we uncake?
Uncake? Oh, we unbake. Bake. Close. Yeah, let's do that.
Debake.
And you can either just use like whatever fluffy brush you have, or sometimes I just even like to pat it on just to be extra so it stays.
To be extra.
And I don't crease that much.
For when I contour, I use just some brown eyeshadow, very, very lightly. So I'm just going to be using that one up there.
Going in with the Benefit Hula bronzer, again, you can buy this at Ulta. It is more expensive, so you don't need to get it whatsoever. There are tons of drugstore bronzers that are just as good. I don't know why I spend my money on this stuff, but honestly, you can find, cheap $5 bronzers and like a bigger, even you get more ounces with it or whatever.
This contouring is not required, but definitely the bronzer is, so then you kind of have more tan appearance.
Yeah, so your face doesn't look washed out on stage with all the lights. So I'm just gonna go in with a big fluffy brush. I kind of make a little like pouty face and then I just go from the top, like this part of my ear right here, down. I don't go all the way down to my lip, but you can maybe, some people stop even halfway, or it's just depending on your face shape, I guess. I just make that face and then just start blending. Make sure it's not just like a crazy straight line, but that you have some blending with it. But don't go all over your cheek with it. It's just a straight line.
Yep. And then I have just some of this bronzer here that I use with a larger brush and do the same thing. So I have that kind of that defined line there, but like Maria said, you don't want to have it just so yeah, so I'm just going to start blending up here.
And especially since you're going to be on stage, don't be afraid to go dramatic with it, honestly. And then from there, I like to go up even into this part of my hairline. Again, just keep blending on both sides, because then you're going to go up to your forehead to bring more color and warmth into your skin. I kind of like to think of it as kind of like I'm almost drawing a heart. So it's like going like here, down, and just keep on blending. You don't want a bronzer helmet, so make sure that you
Bronzer
yeah, have you
helmet.
ever heard of that?
Nope.
And I'm just gonna go into contouring my nose. You don't have to do this whatsoever.
But I do, and I wanna find out how you do it.
Alright, so I'm just gonna take a smaller brush. It's like a little small round brush. I'm just going to do, honestly, like 2 little lines starting there, and I'm gonna go down ever so. I'm not doing this with a heavy hand at all, otherwise it's gonna look super, super crazy. I'm just going down with a light hand and just blending that out. What they say in the beauty community is you want a snatch nose.
Snatch?
Snatched.
Snatched nose.
Snatch nose, yep.
I don't know what that means.
It means that make your nose appear smaller.
Snatched.
Snatched, yep. That sounds so like Valley Girl. Snatched.
Oh my god, let's snatch. Get snatched nose. Snatch it.
Cute. Coyote.
Ew! Get off of me! Ugh, as if.
Am I snatched?
So snatched. Did you get a nose job in the
Yeah.
last 30 seconds?
For free even.
Yeah.
Blush time. This I've had for a while. Yours will look a little bit different. This I got from Bath & Body Works a long time ago. I don't even think they sell cosmetics anymore. But it's just a nice color. Now, I say this to everyone. Go put more blush on. You need more blush. Go put more blush on. Nope, you need more. So you have to be generous with this, okay? Yes, we're tanned up now. We've contoured and everything, but this is gonna bring like the rosiness and really the warmth to your face. I take the brush here. I just tap, make the kissy face, just right on my apples. Oh, and I just thought of this because I got my nails done yesterday. At competitions and performances, no nail polish on there. So if you have, like, this is a pretty light neutral color, so it wouldn't be the end. Yeah, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but like no whites, no reds, hot pinks, or anything like that. Just keep it natural, because that's another thing that if judges wanted to be picky on, they could say, chick's got hot red nail polish on, take it off. So just a tip.
We're gonna go back into the L'Oreal eyeshadow palette here. We're gonna start with the darkest color again, and we're just going to bring that color down. I'm just going in with more mascara and coating my lower lashes because I didn't do that before.
Highlight and lipstick.
Ooh, highlight, yes.
Josie Moran. This is also optional. It can come in liquid, or Maria's got a highlight palette with a very fancy with a brush. But all I'm gonna do, just like 3 dots, just 1, 2, 3. I put some on the tip of my nose and right up here.
I think highlighting is my favorite part of makeup no matter what. I will not leave the house unless I have highlighter on. Or unless I'm coming to the studio sometimes and I just don't feel like putting on highlighter. But normally, highlighting, as you can tell, like, this has been my ride or die palette for a long time. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. There's a ton of drugstore highlighters that you can use that are just as good. So I'm gonna go in with Crushed Pearl and Starburst. I'm gonna mix them. I like to be dramatic, and I like to use like multiple layers of highlighter. So I just place it at the top of your cheekbones here, kind of where you think the lights are gonna hit you the most.
Oh my God, it's like with the touch of a brush. I am now Cinderella.
And then sometimes I like to put it on my forehead a little bit. And then, like Katie said, on the tip of your nose. Sometimes I carry that kind of just in a single line down my nose. And then Cupid's bow.
Cupid's bow.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Who knew? Facts.
Facts.
Saturday facts.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh my gosh. I'm just kidding. Lipstick. Number 542, CoverGirl Brazen Raisin. Everyone, this is the only thing that I'm going to be super picky on. Everyone needs to have this color of lipstick, okay? Brazen Raisin, CoverGirl. Here we go. And this stuff you won't need to reapply just because it's smudge proof for quite a while, but be very careful because it's going to stay there. You do have to let dry, because right now It's pretty tacky. Sit and wait for even just a minute, then it'll be a little bit dry because then you're gonna go in with the glossing coat, just so then it has a nice sheen.
So you do not have to do this, but I promise you that your makeup will stay on the entire performance slash recital slash BenCon, whatever you're doing, okay, through sweat and everything. I'm going to go in with a setting spray. I know a cheap alternative to a setting spray is the NYX setting spray. I wouldn't do anything that's too dewy. Oh yeah, CoverGirl too. There's a whole bunch of different places whole bunch of different brands that have setting spray, so whichever you prefer. Just locks in all your makeup. It's like glue for your face. It doesn't make your face feel any different, but I don't know, for some reason it just sticks.
This is my favorite part of the video. Cheers!
Bye!
I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me.
So that's it.
Thank you. Practice. We hope that everything came across clear. If you ever need any help with anything, ask us, ask one of the older girls, ask mom, anyone. We'll be there to help you guys to make you look your best.
And you can leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to answer as best as I can. If I can't, then I'll ask Katie and I'll have her answer for you.
And then I'll probably ask Maria because she'll probably really know.
Yeah, so any of the products that we use, you don't have to use them at all, except for the lipstick for sure. You have to use the lipstick. I had a different color just because I didn't want to go into Katie's, sanitary reasons.
Stay fab, everyone. Good luck this season.
Yes, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting more videos soon. It's a process, but I promise I will get there.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.